American consumers are feeling the pinch when it comes to the cost of food. Overall inflation is certainly easing or slowing, if you will, but new Labor Department data shows that the amount being spent on eating has hit a 30-year high. Restaurants and food company executives blame rising labor and production costs. So joining me now with more on this is Jessie Newman. She is a food reporter for the Wall Street Journal. Jessie, good to see you. So according to the USDA, consumers spent more than 11% of their disposable income on food in 2022. That is the highest since 1991. So I want you to explain what that means, because we're not just talking about your grocery bill. We're talking about all spending on food.
So this is really a metric that's about the share of our disposable personal income, which USDA tracks, and which recently was at essentially a 31-year high. And this is, food, the share of our personal income that we have spent on food has really been broadly declining for many, many years.
Mhm.
And then in 2022, the date that we have available, the latest available data for, we really saw a spike. And that was largely driven by prices of food away from home. So at restaurants, but effectively between grocery and restaurants, we are spending more of our budget on food than we have in 30 years.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed out the fact that the price or the amount of the percentage of our income that we're spending on food, our disposable income, has been steadily going down. Actually, in this country, our food's pretty cheap. But we're not used to some of the spikes that we've been seeing. And if you saw that graph, that percentage plummeted in 2020, probably because we were all home and we weren't going to restaurants. And now we're back out. But I remember just like a few months ago, something went viral on social media. It was about the cost of fast food. People were complaining that these fast food value meals were costing too much. And fast food restaurants are really trying to be creative to get our business back. What have they been doing to sort of adapt?
Right. So both at grocery and in restaurant, we've been seeing more deals. So, these companies are trying to, get us back, and get us spending all our dollars by offering deals, whether it's, in grocery stores, 2 for 1, in restaurants. We've seen some deals on pasta and noodles, but at the same time, consumers are telling us that they're starting to do things like forego treats when they go out to eat. So they'll share a meal, or they won't buy booze, or they won't buy dessert. So it's an uphill battle.
So then what are the factors contributing to this? Obviously, it's not just the cost of the raw materials, the food. There are other things as well.
That's right. And both for food manufacturers and for restaurants, labor is a huge factor. For restaurants in particular, labor, they're dealing with minimum wage increases across the country, a steep minimum wage increase in California. And so the fast food chains are, that's a huge part of their costs. And it's true for food manufacturers as well. And at the same time that a lot of commodities are deflationary right now. So you see things like corn and wheat, basic agricultural commodities that have come down. There are others that are very core to food manufacturers that haven't, that are still high or are rising. This would be sugar and cocoa. So, broadly, a lot of, the commodities have come down, but some are still high or rising, and labor is just a huge factor.
It's all really interesting. Meanwhile, if you talk to the farmers, they'll tell you they're not making any money. Just look at them over in Europe. They've been striking over that, which I think is a whole other topic we should have you come in and talk about. Jessie, thank you so much.
Thank you.